Can I really get Kayla Nicole to reveal if she's dropping bombshells about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's engagement? When it comes to high-profile relationships in the world of sports and entertainment, few names spark as much conversation right now as Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Their rumored engagement has fueled endless speculation across social media, entertainment blogs, and fan communities. But amid all the excitement, there's another name that continues to surface in the conversation: Kayla Nicole, Travis Kelce's former longtime partner. The question on many people's minds is simple: could Kayla Nicole reveal something that changes the narrative? And more importantly, is it even realistic to expect her to drop so-called bombshells about her ex and his current relationship? Let's unpack this carefully. First, it's important to understand why Kayla Nicole's voice carries weight in this situation. She and Travis Kelce were in an on-again, off-again relationship for several years. Their romance was highly visible from red carpet appearances to vacation snapshots and game day sidelines. Fans watched their love story unfold in real time. So naturally, when it ended, people paid attention. Breakups, especially public ones, tend to leave lingering curiosity. People want to know what really happened. Was it timing? Was it commitment? Was it personal growth? When a relationship ends between two public figures, the public often assumes there's more beneath the surface than what's shared. That curiosity has only intensified with Travis's very public romance with Taylor Swift. Their relationship has been covered extensively, with cameras catching Swift cheering at games, headlines dissecting every appearance, and rumors flying about possible long-term plans. Engagement whispers have amplified the attention even further. So where does that leave Kayla Nicole? For many observers, she represents the before chapter in Travis's romantic timeline. Some fans view her perspective as potentially revealing someone who knew him intimately before this new era began. Others believe it's unfair to drag an ex into a new relationship narrative. Historically, Kayla has occasionally addressed her past relationship in subtle ways. She has spoken about growth, self-worth, and lessons learned. At times, her social media posts have been interpreted fairly or unfairly as indirect commentary on her past. However, it's crucial to recognize the difference between reflective personal growth and calculated drama. There's a tendency in celebrity culture to expect fireworks. People want shocking revelations. They want secret stories. They want insider details that flip the script. But in reality, most former partners choose dignity and privacy over chaos. It's also worth noting that no confirmed engagement announcement has been made by Travis Kelce or Taylor Swift themselves. Much of what circulates online stems from speculation, anonymous sources, or fan theories. Without an official statement, everything remains hypothetical. That brings us back to the central question: can anyone really get Kayla Nicole to reveal something? The short answer is no, not unless she chooses to. Public figures control their narratives carefully. Interviews are curated. Social media posts are intentional. If Kayla Nicole has thoughts about her ex's rumored engagement, she has every right to keep them private. And if she chooses to share them, it would likely be on her own terms. There's also the emotional dimension to consider. Breakups, even amicable ones, are layered. When an ex moves on, especially in a highly publicized way, it can stir complicated feelings. But maturity often looks like silence. Growth often looks like moving forward without commentary. Fans sometimes project drama where there may be none. The entertainment ecosystem thrives on speculation. A cryptic quote becomes a headline. A vague caption becomes a theory. A facial expression becomes a storyline. In this environment, it's easy for narratives to spiral. Some observers point to past interviews where Kayla described her relationship with Travis as intense and passionate. But intensity doesn't equal scandal. Many long-term relationships are intense. That alone doesn't imply hidden secrets waiting to explode. It's also important to avoid framing Kayla as a potential disruptor. Women, particularly ex-partners of high-profile men, are often unfairly positioned as jealous, bitter, or waiting to expose something. That narrative can be damaging and reductive. Kayla Nicole has built her own identity outside of her past relationship. She's a media personality, fitness advocate, and entrepreneur. Reducing her to the X with T overlooks her independent accomplishments. At the same time, public curiosity isn't inherently malicious. It's natural to wonder how someone feels when their former partner enters a new, highly visible romance. But there's a difference between curiosity and entitlement. No one is entitled to her emotional response. Another angle to consider is media strategy. If Kayla were to comment directly on Travis and Taylor's rumored engagement, it would instantly generate headlines. That attention can be a double-edged sword. While it might increase visibility, it can also invite backlash, online harassment, and endless scrutiny. Public figures often weigh those risks carefully. There's also the broader cultural moment. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's relationship has transcended typical celebrity gossip. It blends sports fandom with music fandom, creating a massive cross-industry audience. Any commentary from a former partner would be amplified beyond typical celebrity drama. So would Kayla Nicole gain anything from speaking out? That depends on perspective. If her goal were closure or clarity, she might choose a thoughtful, measured reflection. If her goal were peace, she might opt for silence. If her goal were relevance, she likely wouldn't need controversy to achieve it. It's equally possible that she has absolutely nothing dramatic to say. Sometimes relationships end simply because they weren't meant to last. Sometimes two people grow in different directions. Sometimes timing changes everything. And sometimes, the most powerful statement is no statement at all. Fans often interpret silence as secrecy, but silence can also signal boundaries. In an era where oversharing is normalized, choosing privacy is radical. There's also the possibility that Kayla genuinely wishes her ex well. Breakups don't always end in hostility. People can move forward without resentment. The public rarely considers that outcome because it's less sensational. Meanwhile, the engagement rumors surrounding Travis and Taylor continue to circulate without confirmation. Until other party addresses them directly, the story remains speculative. If an engagement were officially announced, would that change things? Perhaps it would intensify curiosity, but it still wouldn't obligate Kayla to comment. It's important to separate fantasy from reality. The fantasy version involves a dramatic interview, unexpected revelations, and headlines that shake the narrative. The reality version likely involves personal boundaries, private conversations, and forward-looking growth. Celebrity culture often encourages us to view relationships as story arcs with villains and heroes. But real life is more nuanced. There aren't always explosive secrets. There aren't always hidden warnings. Sometimes there's just history. Kayla Nicole's past with Travis Kelce is part of his story, but it doesn't define his future, nor does it define hers. If she ever chooses to speak, it would probably focus on her experience, rather than exposing his. That distinction matters. Sharing personal growth is different from revealing confidential details. Ultimately, you can't force authenticity. You can't manufacture confession. And you certainly can't control how someone processes their own past. The narrative around Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift is unfolding in real time. Whether it leads to an engagement announcement, or simply remains a chapter in pop culture history, it belongs to them. As for Kayla Nicole, her voice is hers alone. So instead of asking whether we can get her to reveal bombshells, maybe the better question is, should we expect her to? Celebrity fascination isn't going anywhere. Fans will continue to speculate. Comment sections will keep buzzing. But at the end of the day, every individual involved is human. Relationships evolve. People grow. Stories shift. And sometimes, the most compelling narrative isn't about drama, it's about moving forward. Thanks for the watching and subscribe.